Everyone, thanks for calling me for the 25th edition of CAA program. So it is my pleasure to be here, and thanks for calling me again because it was a very short notice. Last week we met and he wanted me to come. So I also thought definitely I need to meet all of you, and it is high time for us. You know that our government has took over only like 1 month back, and hardly 1 month and hardly few weeks for me in this ministry. And it is nearly 3 weeks I have completed in the ministry. So once we took over, after hearing all from you, once we took over, initially what we understood was like before I came into this ministry also, I know there were a lot of gaps in the policies and standardizations. So definitely, once I took over, we have reviewed all the existing policy of all areas, including distributions, including solar power, how the application has been done and everything. And once hearing all those, we understood overall India needs a standardization on this program. So that's what we have been discussing for a long time. So it is high time for us to now standardize the whole renewable energy, because once we have a standardized policy all over India, it is a high time for us to do it now. So because Mr. Ravi has mentioned about Rajasthan, this will come up in all states in very soon, because there have been a lot of people, they have invested, and we don't have a transmission capacity to carry that to the next level. Even Tamil Nadu, we have reached to that sustainable state. Like we can carry only like around 15,000 megawatt in that transmission, and we have already everything has been blocked. So once we see that, we need this is a high time for us to standardize the whole renewable energy and power transmission and power generation. So we cannot have this as only a business making area. It is a high time vision for not only Tamil Nadu, for all of India, because it is a high time vision, because without standardizing this, we cannot grow. And without standardizing this, we cannot even daily work, because everything is dependent with this industry, everything is dependent with the power sector, and we need a long-term vision and a long-term vision for next 20, 30 years. It is not like 5 years or 10 years, I put a policy and I put a program, and next 5 years, this technology cannot erupt. See, they have already mentioned, they have installed a turbine in 25 years back and still it is working. So this type of vision we wanted, at least 25, 30 years, this generation should work. So we wanted a long-term policy to be set up all over India, and that's what we have started in Tamil Nadu. Once I took over, I have reviewed all the policy of solar and renewable. So we have stopped all the applications. We have started looking on the load assessment wherever they have been approved. You know how the earlier governments and everything worked. So when all of our business people and other sectors they met, they have been slowly mentioning about we need transparency. That is what we also needed. Because we also need a transparency between the government and the vendors and the investors and with the people. So everyone need to know what is happening inside a TNEB corporation. Everyone need to know what is happening in the government. And only then the investors will have confidence in investing, and only then the vendors will come and work with us. So all these gaps need to be arrested, and we need a transparent system to be placed. So that is the reason we stopped all the applications which was pending, and we wanted to create a transparent system so that everyone need to know what is happening behind, which has been lagging or not available in past 15, 20 years. That's what we have been seeing. So we wanted to create a very transparent system, and we are doing a very huge assessment, because at least if India need to standardize, if it might take long time, but at least we will standardize which is in our capacity. We will standardize which is within our control, we will standardize things. So we have started doing a load flow study in all over Tamil Nadu, wherever the investments have been already done in solar, renewable energy, all the areas like Udankudi, Udamalpet, Tirunelveli, wherever the investments has already been done. I have asked to do a detailed load flow study, and wherever it is just blocked by a third party for their business purpose, we have been releasing all those things. And we've been reconsidering all those contracts. Where I've been a third party, they wanted to do some third party consultant or broker, he wanted to block some megawatt just to control specific area. That has been already, we are reconsidering those things, and we are doing a detailed assessment on all those areas. Because we wanted to make this area very transparent, and we wanted the real investors to come in, and we wanted no other third party or brokers to come in and dominate this area. So this is one thing, only then this area will grow. Without this, without growing in renewable energy, definitely a state like Tamil Nadu, we need it very badly on this, and we wanted to sustain for next 20, 30 years, and only this investment will serve the purpose. Because you know about thermal and hydel and everything. Because constructions itself will take several years, and investments are very huge, and maintenance is more than that. So only renewable energy is the only future, and the state like Tamil Nadu, which has already, they have mentioned 300 days of sunny day and very good wind. So keeping all those resources, definitely we wanted renewable energy to grow. So that is the only thing when I took over this office. So we did a thorough review, and we wanted this to be revamped, and all the policies, process need to be standardized, and everything need to be transparent for the investors. So that is the reason once I took over, we conducted a vendors and investors meet within a week's time. And initially we thought, we invited some few people, and we thought at least some 50, 60 people might come. So one day before the meeting, it was mentioned like 600 people showed interest. Then I said, then change the venue to a bigger venue. Then they changed the venue to Kalevara Ragam. There nearly some 1,500 people showed up. And it was very surprised. None of them had such a meeting in last 20, 25 years. Because TNEB having a very big unit which is serving nearly 3.5 crore customers, they have never done an investors and vendors meeting. Because like we wanted to show up how the new government vision is that, and what is the expectation of this new government, and we don't want to, and we have to show them, we have to build a trust on them, mentioning that there is no earlier policy, no irregularities, everything has been thrown out, and this is a new government with a new policy, and full transparency will be there, and you can have complete trust on us, and you can invest on us. Because Tamil Nadu is already like a growing state in all sectors, and only the policy and the earlier government's policy or previous last 10-15 years policy might not have supported the proper investors. That is there, like everyone moved out of Tamil Nadu. So now it is entirely a different government, and definitely 100% we assure that it will have a very transparent system, and all the other irregularities has been already eradicated, and very soon we will be launching our application. So because we wanted to make this, streamline this only through online, and make this as a single vendor system, and no other middle persons come into this system. So that is where very soon we will be launching all the renewable energy applications. Wherever you wanted to invest, definitely it will be very transparent system. And earlier there have been a lot of stoppages which you would have already worked out, and we are setting up a coordination committee also, which can work together, which most of you can be part of this coordination committee, because we wanted to bridge this gap. And I could see like TNAB being a large corporation, and there has been a large gap between the vendors, everyone. We wanted to bridge this gap. So after talking to all the business people and everyone, we wanted to set up a coordination committee, which is already in progress. We are already like working on that, and we'll set up a coordination committee. So one thing, like we are streamlining most of the things in TNAB, and we wanted to work with all of you together, because like you have more technology. Like 2 weeks back, 3 weeks back, I have told TNAB, our office, to set up a R&D team. I was very much surprised. Being a large corporation, we don't have a R&D team, and we don't have a center of excellence. And I told them, you set up a new R&D team. That is where I've already asked to connect most of the leaders here, like large power generators and large renewable company generators, to connect with all of you with our like CEs and SEs, so that with your support we'll build an excellent R&D team, because we wanted new technologies to come in so that all your ideas can brought in. And definitely we wanted to work with all of you, because like it is already very much isolated. TNEB was very much isolated. We wanted to work all of you together, and only with all the support with investors and with the support of all of you, only then we can grow. So this gap should be reduced. That will definitely happen in 1 to 2 months. And with the repowering, whichever you have mentioned, sir, already we have asked you to do assessment and all those things, which all the investments, like last week I was told to take all the investments which has been happening from 1995 to till date. And most of them, they have not even renewed, which I have already taken a list of more than 1,000 megawatt list. So we are going to call them back and ask them to do a repowering, and if they wanted to do any other investments, definitely we'll be open for that, and we'll help them out also. because like they have been investing with us for nearly like 20 to 30 years back. So definitely we wanted to help them also in all areas. Definitely like in last 3 weeks we have done a lot of changes, and a lot of assessments are going on, and a lot of things you will see on live in upcoming weeks also. So definitely I would assure that this is a new government, and a new, definitely very transparent government, and definitely in all areas, all ministries are working on the same way. They wanted to create a very transparency, and they wanted to make it very simple for the investors. And only in power generation, definitely we are going for private sectors, like private support, and with all the private generators, only then we will be able to sustain the state with the power sectors. And the rates also, whichever they have mentioned. Definitely we wanted to bring down the rates of the power, because the power generation was 2 rupees and the transmission was 2 rupees and the rest of things. We could see lot of people are blocked through the pool, and they have kept rates in the middle area, which we have already taken a list of them, and we are going to move all those people out of that. But definitely the infrastructure completely, it will be controlled by TNAB, and we don't want any other people to control as a pool station and bring down a small investors behind them. So a lot of things we are working out, and a lot of changes we are doing with the policy level also. We are doing a lot of changes, and definitely it is very good meeting which have. Thanks for calling me again, because I wanted to mention again, because you also need to know the vision of the government, what we are trying to do and how we are here. And definitely you all of you might look very polite, but we know the capacity of all of you. And you have been more strong in the industry for nearly 30-40 years. And definitely we wanted to conduct several meetings in upcoming weeks, or anytime whenever you wanted, because we will open up the doors for you for the power generation, the renewable energy, and definitely whatever the difficulties you have been facing in past years, which will be stopped, and we'll open the doors for you in the clear area. So thanks for calling me again. And this is a new government, I'll mention it again, because like we wanted to generate at least 10 to 15,000 megawatt in the upcoming next 4 to 5 years in this renewable energy. So initial days, whatever the Rajasthan has faced, so we want, once we complete the load flow study, only then we are going to open for solar and renewable. Until then, solar with battery and solar with wind with battery. Only these two areas only we are going to open up, because we wanted to standardize, work on all the load flow study. Only understanding all those things only we will be able to open the solar and wind. So until then we will open solar with battery stored and wind with the battery stored. Only then our capacity can handle. Once all the load flow study is done, and once we know the capacity of the transmission, then we'll work on the policy to work it out. So thanks everyone, and thank you everyone. Thanks for calling me. Thank you.